We loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Cryptcast. I'm Mike.
Hey, I'm Brian.
And we are coming to you from inside the Comic Crypt in Eatontown, New Jersey, and we're here with a book review.
Yay.
Brian's not so thrilled about it. We are reviewing Wonder Woman Volume 1, Outlaw, from Tom King, Daniel Sampere, Tomeu Morey, and Clayton Cowles from 2023. It's issues 1 through 6.
How many cowls?
Who knows?
Like Batman cowls? That's a lot of cowls.
It's a lot. He's had a lot of cowls. But he does not figure into this at all. Although, he does make a small cameo in it later.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. With Donna.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Right you are. Which I feel is like that. Oh.
Yeah, it's good. So, general thoughts on this before we start. Because you had given me a little bit of it before when we were pulling books.
It doesn't age well. And I mean now. Like it doesn't age well now.
It's 2 years old.
Yeah, it doesn't age well. I would have liked it a lot more 2 years ago.
I think it's very, very good.
It's a little long-winded. It's told through somebody else's perspective. Mm-hmm. Like it's narrated.
Yes.
There's gonna be big gaps of silence for me in this because there's just windbag talking about shit that I do not care about whatsoever.
I'm not gonna read that. I'm focused on what's going on in the story. Yes, it's the I do mention what the narrator is talking about, but
it's a little long-winded. The expletives being blocked out is like, all right, just curse less. I'm tired of seeing all the fucking.
But again, I think I think the cursing is used for like an effect.
Yeah, but it's overused. Like I don't mind it, but like I there's too much lack of word. You know,
but we could fill those blanks in. Come on, we're adults here.
Yeah, but the problem personally with me whenever I see that shit is I try to find the right one. Oh, I'll read it 3 or 4 times and be like, oh, it wasn't bitch, it was fucking asshole.
I do the same thing.
Yeah,
it's like a really fun Mad Libs.
It's not that fun. It's not that fun. It actually makes reading the thing longer and annoying.
I don't. So for me, when I say it's used to effect, I think it is literally like showing that these people don't have control of themselves. They have to resort to this. And on the other side, you have just Wonder Woman calm, cool, and collected, ready to roll no matter what, and never saying a naughty word ever.
My mom used to say that vulgarity is a last resort for people that don't have anything to say, and I curse constantly, and I have tons to say.
I curse a lot too. When they're cursing in here, it is in basically they've hit a point where they've lost control of their little world.
Yeah,
and like I said, it's being used to illustrate.
Yeah,
what they're feeling. It's not just there to be there.
It's methodical.
They're not doing an Negan thing where it's just like fuck, fuckity, fuck.
No, that's intolerable. that's just like 5-year-old writing.
Right.
That just makes me go, I can't believe Kirkman wrote this because he's such a good writer. It's like I don't understand that dialogue at all. This was just overused. I think it was overused and it didn't need to be. I really dislike when there's lack of words. I really dislike when there are symbols instead of words. It bothers the shit out of
me. I understand, but I disagree. I think it was used to good effect in what it was trying to accomplish.
I'm not saying it wasn't used to good effect. I'm saying it was used too much.
Okay, that's fair. And like you were saying, where it is very relevant. The themes are very relevant.
Very. To a disturbing degree.
Yes.
And if it wasn't happening in the real world, I would be able to eat it in fiction better. Mm-hmm. But the real world looks a lot like fucking fiction lately.
Yes. Like this fiction.
Like this fiction. Not feel-good fiction either.
Yeah, no, it's not great. Not feeling great, but we'll go over those as we come across those. It's just,
I mean, I will say it opens very harshly and put me off in the very beginning, and then that last issue, seem to be like, hey, this feels like a comic book with familiar characters and people being there for each other, and it's so much more nicer of a feel going on. And then the fight scene was fucking fantastic.
It was good.
Yeah,
brutal.
Yeah, brutal. But to get through like the 5 issues to get to that last one, fucking rough.
But it's the setup for the story, right? You have to go down into the muck, and everything has to get like dirty and fucked up in order for the hero to come through and like rise above it and defeat it, right? Even that doesn't even happen in these 6 issues.
But even all right, even the Make-A-Wish stuff, right? Because there's like the Make-A-Wish issue. That stuff was very heartwarming and really, really nice, and I enjoyed that. I liked it. Like it was that part that issue I liked. But like all the other stuff is too relevant and too topical, where it's just nope, doesn't feel good.
Even the Make-A-Wish delves into that too, with like, you know, like what is it? A lot of the book is a condemnation of masculinity, like toxic masculinity, especially.
Yeah.
And that's rolled into what's going on with the Make-A-Wish kid.
Yeah, because the dad flat out is like, I would have chose anyone else but you, like, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, when the kid's confessing, like, I feel wrong, like, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Like, yeah, we can go
Yeah, we'll deal with it. But
we should just dive in, because there's so much fucking shit there.
Yes. I just like to get the general feelings out in the beginning so people could kind of see where we're coming from on it.
Like any story is complex. You know, like there was good things and there was bad things, and there's a lot to, you know, like reflect on in different parts of the story.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But the story opens in the future.
In the future.
So we have a grown.
One of the first bad feelings I ever have is seeing Damian as Batman.
I do hate his costume. Specifically, I hate his costume.
I don't hate his costume.
No, I never liked his costume.
I don't hate his costume. I just know that it's been his since like Batman 666.
Yeah,
I know like that future story. It's like you see that costume and you know it's Damian. There's no surprises. It's not Jason. It's not Tim. Well, you go, oh,
yeah, it's specifically his, and I think it looks like shit. It always has. So you have a grown Jonathan and a grown Damian, and they are Superman and Batman. And Jonathan just looks like Superman. Like, straight up. He took his dad's suit out of the closet and threw it on.
Yeah. No red underwear. He's got the one blue piece. But yeah, he's very, very Clark-esque.
Yes.
Like, right down to the facial expression. Like, smiles and stuff. Very... Very warm and friendly, very approachable.
Yes. But they are waiting for Trinity, a.k.a. Lizzie, who is Wonder Woman's daughter.
How do you feel about her being Trinity? She's not a Trinity. She's one person. And you know, Jonathan's Superman. And Damian's Batman. But she is not Wonder Woman.
She's Trinity because
Girl.
she has the 3 lassos.
Okay. Yeah.
It's mentioned like the
it is mentioned.
The Sovereign mentions. Yeah, she is the Trinity. She has the 3 lassos of fate. She has the lasso of truth, the lasso of persuasion, and the lasso of lies. And I believe the lasso of lies is the newest one.
I don't know.
Okay. You're gonna know more about what's going on like with characters and DC stuff than I am.
Okay.
So I'm gonna rely on you for like lore stuff.
Do the best I can.
I did look up some things
spotty
just to
on
see.
Wonder Woman.
Sure,
at best,
understandable. So all the dialogue in this stuff, I really like. It's just like they're siblings. They're bantering and bickering back and forth, and it's just so good.
But it's one of those things like they're still who they are. Like there's been no growth. Yeah. Since we were kids, you always got me in trouble. You know, I'm the son of Batman, heir to the demon. I was never a kid. Shut up. You were a kid. You were a kid with him. You were a kid. Stephanie Brown brought you to the bounce house. We saw you jump on the bounce house. You were a kid. Your daddy bought you a dog. Did you bring a cow into the Batcave? You're a kid. Shut the fuck up.
Does Batman brood?
I know, but like,
come on,
it's not part of the job title. Did Dick? No, it's not. Did Dick brood when Dick was Batman? He brooded about the length of his cape.
Yeah, but Damian is already a shit, and he's gonna brood.
But listen, Jason wore a bat costume briefly in Battle for the Cowl. He didn't brood. Tim wore a Batman costume. He didn't brood. Gordon wore a Batman costume. Didn't brood. It is not part of it. It might be part of being a Wayne.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. It's genetic, yeah.
My life sucks no matter what.
But outside of that, I like the banter between the 3 of them quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun, but like, you know, Damian doesn't get to go, my parents are dead. It's like, no.
I was only abused for a few years by my grandpa.
Yeah. And your mom cloned you a lot.
So they don't have all day. They have to get into the magic cave of death or whatever, as Lizzie mentions.
It's the magic cave of death, not its real name.
Yeah. So it's a prison that they all swore oaths to their parents that they would never, go to. But here they are anyway, because Lizzie wants to do it.
Would Damien make jokes about killing Lizzie?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
He's done that kind of shit before.
I'll dig her a hole.
Yeah. It's not tasteless. It's funny. That's something,
Is he funny?
He can quip. So
Batman doesn't quip.
Damien does.
Oh, then he can't be Batman.
Yes, he can. He is in his stupid suit. So within this prison, there are 3 challenges to actually get to the actual cells. There's pain, skill, and honor. So pain is touching a statue that inflicts excruciating pain, and it opens the door. But if you let go, it closes forever. So Jonathan gets this one, and he touches the statue, and he's just in excruciating pain.
But he can take it because he's Superman.
Because yes, the second is skill, and that's just fighting a warrior. There is some sort of immortal Amazon there who is just there to fight. And it's just a one-on-one with Damien. And he seems to be happy to be doing it. Because he gets knocked in the face and he's like... And he said this was obligation, but it seems to me like it might actually just be fun.
Yeah, wiping the blood from his smile.
Mm-hmm. Prick.
I like how the Amazon warrior screams "Hiya!"
Yeah!
It's like, well, Damien's the ninja.
Karate
He's a
Amazon's
karate
even
guy.
more dangerous.
Right?
And the third is honor. And I don't understand how this is honor, because I don't know how this comes into play at all. But Lizzie's confronted by a spirit in the form of her mother, who is Wonder Woman. And she sidesteps its manipulation and kind of it takes it down with the black lasso, the lasso of flies. I don't understand how that, it seemed like she was just challenging Lizzie, her motivations or whatever. I don't understand how that had anything to do with honor.
Because she had the lasso wrapped around her, and she said something about Trinity being a disappointment, and that's a lie. Because she stands over her, Wonder Woman collapses, and she stands over and goes, "I will never disappoint my mother." Mm-hmm.
I guess.
So I think the lie with the rope on her hurt her. She beat her that way.
Okay, I guess. So she gets through, and then she confronts an old man in the jail cell. She mentions him being royalty, so he's a king of some kind, and she's there to hear his story about her beginning and how Wonder Woman defeated him. So, spoilers up front, this guy is known as the Sovereign, and he's the king of the United States of America. And he was defeated by Wonder Woman at some point and locked up here. And the entire book is narrated from his perspective, telling the story to Trinity.
And every time I see him, I just think of Adrian Toomes.
Yes,
I did
the same thing. He's just the Vulture. 100% yes. The other thing is, this is a really long story.
So long.
So Jonathan and Damien are there for a while.
Right? Just sitting outside on this rock, what the fuck, bro?
I am in excruciating pain for... It's not like she went there to get, information, I need the code. It's I'm going to tell you a story.
Shit, I didn't even think about that.
The whole time they're out there.
Is Damien fighting the whole time?
Damien's fighting the whole time.
Oh, wow.
Jonathan's in excruciating pain the whole time. I was just waiting for it to end.
Yeah.
And be and then she walks out and...
Those poor kids. It took me 3 days to read this.
Even if it took this dude 2 hours to tell the story.
2 hours, yeah. It's still 2 hours.
This is a long ass story because he's not he's hitting all the details, and then this and then this and expounding on stuff. And she'd be like, "Can you hurry up? My brothers are having a hard time."
Ridiculous.
Now, we actually start, and an unnamed Amazon is playing pool at a pool hall. She gets touched in an inappropriate way, and then murders a whole bar.
And on this one page, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blanked out curses on one page. That's what I'm talking about. Too much. I don't need it. It's not dramatic effect or anything. Just 1 or twice is enough.
Again, if you pay attention to when they're used, it's always when men are out of control.
I get it. I'll sign the paper. You want a petition? Men suck. We're terrible, misogynistic pigs.
No.
That's great. I get it's the whole point of Wonder Woman.
That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is once there's a lack of control, they revert to just like basic
Neanderthals.
things.
Yeah, they're just fucking. Yeah, I get it. But I don't need that.
It's meant to illustrate something.
It makes me feel bad. No.
But this Amazon is wearing a leather jacket. She's got like a Wonder Woman top on, which I guess is just the Amazonian top.
It's the top you get when you leave the island.
yeah, the metal fringe.
It's like you don't need to wear togas anymore.
Mm-hmm. But she's a blonde.
It's like if you it's kind of counterintuitive. Like if you learned anything about man's world outside Paradise Island, it's don't wear a top like that into a bar in a pool hall.
It's not what? No.
It's like wow, you guys gave up your togas and started showing a whole lot of cleavage.
You could wear whatever you want.
Absolutely,
right?
Freedom of expression and to be comfortable. Mm-hmm. But if you're gonna dress like a street hooker and you walk into a bar, they're gonna fucking
yeah. But that shouldn't be okay. That's the point.
I mean, men are
You
pigs.
never know when there's going to be an Amazon who's going to murder a whole bar because you did it. I do like this panel here where a dude's running up with a pool cue and just smashes her in the face and it's like Superman getting shot. It's just like, okay, and?
Yeah, it's like...
I do not like you. But yeah, so she kills an entire bar.
The words that are written well. Mm-hmm. I like that I don't like you.
Yeah.
It's just, I wish you could just curse in the book. Just write the curses.
You could if this were in DC.
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
That's what it is.
I'm just saying. It's
So after she murders a whole bar, we get to Brian's favorite thing in the world: talking heads.
Oh, talking heads on TV, and specifically news station talking heads.
So it is.
I get triggered like I'm reading Dark Knight all over again.
So it is 9 panels of different news stations
saying the same shit.
Well, so they're not saying the same shit. What happens in the beginning?
Different narrations.
It's like the beginning of the coverage, and each newscast is like further down in time, so the story's getting more solidified. But we find out that 19 men are dead. And the only 2 survivors, or the only 2 people who were untouched in the bar, were 2 women.
Which women?
Yeah. And this is the crux of the entire book. This is the nitro exploding the school.
Yeah.
Because I drew that parallel. It's like, this is just Civil War. This is a Civil War type story. To a much lesser degree.
What if it was like a woman being a pig? Like, what if it was like a bike, there was like a girl biker gang and a woman walked by and grabbed her inappropriately.
That'd be fine. I think that'd be fine too. It's not okay to touch people.
No, it's not okay to touch people, but still, this Amazon woman killed 8 ladies, and we're very confused.
They also mentioned that this Amazon was here on a work visa doing charity work with indigenous people, which is a thing. I get. I don't know what that adds at all.
I mean, that implies they know who she is,
right? But they don't. There's a whole mystery of who is this? Who did this?
Right. But them saying that she's on a work visa, names would be attached to that paperwork.
There are a couple things where that in here is where did that come from? Why? That kind of works counter to what's being told. Anyway, so what they're basically getting across is that the government has decided that Amazons may not be welcome in America soon, or they're headed that way anyway.
Mass deportations. Sound familiar?
Yeah, very soon.
Feels great.
For some context, we're recording this the day after the inauguration. It is the night of the 21st.
After the tragic mess that is this fucking country.
We're doing great.
We're doing great. So good. Next 4 years, gonna be awesome.
The best. So we hop to a restaurant and we're introduced to Sergeant Steele, who I found out was an existing character earlier today because of Brian. This is the first time I've ever seen this dude.
And he used to be a good guy. Now he's a government stooge.
Mm-hmm. They give his new background, I guess, in this conversation, where he's essentially an unscrupulous military spy type with a metal hand that is also a gun, because he literally makes the finger guns and he shoots 2 guys. And he has a grudge against Wonder Woman and the Amazons for some reason. Do you know where that comes from at all?
I do not know where that comes from. Maybe they crushed his hand.
I mean, she does later. So he's been put on the Amazon case. So he has to cut his current gig short, and he shoots those two guys, like I said.
I like that he tossed the bartender on the way out, puts his business card down. He's like, "Cops will be here soon. They're gonna come clean that up. Don't worry."
Yeah. It's like
don't worry about it. Don't be.
Yeah, it's like I'm cool. I can murder guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
While the entire
It's okay for me.
Yeah, while the entire the restaurant is like losing its shit.
I'll do their tables and shit. Yeah.
Then we get a quick conversation with Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor, even though we don't see them. They're just walking in the rain down the street.
And I gotta say, one of the shining lights of this book, having not really been feel good story wise, the artwork is amazing.
Yeah.
The scenery in Washington. I've been to Washington. Yes, the reflecting pool is there, and the Capitol's in the distance. Yes, it's all right. It all looks good. It's all right.
Daniel Sampere is an excellent artist. Everything is beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Some of the fights seem a little stiff, but
yeah,
I can't that's such a minor thing.
Yeah, a lot of statuesque poses.
Yes, very much.
Good still shots.
After that, we jump over to an interview with a dude who's kind of hiding his prejudice and fear behind the thin veil of people are people. Because he starts his interview like that. He's like, people are people, and my daughter, she dressed up like Wonder Woman, but these women, coming over here, these Amazons want to push us out of our own country. They want a world like their island, where everything is like there's no room for a real families.
They took our jobs.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Hell, I mean, open your eyes. Not a man there, and they call the damn place a paradise. Like I said, this whole book is just fear of, women challenging masculinity in any sort of way.
If I died and got reincarnated, I would just want or if I was a ghost, I would just want to go haunt Paradise Island. Just float around and look at beautiful women on
They'd
beaches.
Still stab you. You're not allowed there. Not even man ghosts can be there.
I don't know about that.
Have you ever seen a man ghost on Paradise Island? No.
In Justice League, in the animated series, they had Hades. Hades is locked in a vault there.
Yeah, he's locked in a vault. He can't go just looking around. No peeping for him.
I'm also not a Hades,
So we find out the Amazon Safety Act is passed, banning Amazons from U.S. soil. So very quickly, we go from 19 dead guys to Amazons can't be here.
Yeah, that's one of the 8,000 executive orders that were signed yesterday.
Most left peacefully, but those trying to stay left behind have to deal with acts.
Body spray? It's terrible.
Oh, it's very
Let's
bad.
spray that shit anywhere near me.
Yeah, no, it's gross. It's the Amazon Extradition Entity, which is just one of those, we need to come up with a cool name. What's it? Amazon Extradition? So, this organization is led personally by Sergeant Steele. We get some narration talking about Wonder Woman getting her super friends to publicly object, but people didn't care. This was about regular people, not super people. And that, I think, mirrors Civil War, where it's like, shut the fuck up, superheroes. You're not one of us. We feel bad about it. We feel scared. And then we see one of the worst parts of the book. Max is at a home to deport an Amazon couple and their adopted daughter. There's an Amazon named Nyx who is fighting to protect her family. So one of them answers the door saying, this is our home, you can't do this. The other one comes around with a shield and a sword. And she's fighting the guys, and they're in SWAT gear. And she ends up getting shot down in front of her house, in front of her wife, and her daughter.
Their adopted daughter.
Yeah. All the while, Sergeant Steele's smiling about it.
And making jokes.
Mm-hmm. It's real fucked up.
Yeah, because they, they're gonna... Well, the one's dead.
Yes.
She clearly doesn't get to go back to Themyscira, or Paradise Island, whatever you want to call it. And the other one is going to be deported, but don't worry, your child gets to go into the system because she's not Amazon.
Yeah, they're taking their daughter from them, and she's going to get thrown into the system again. And he basically says, you could either get into the truck like this, or we can throw your body on top of your wife's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super fucked up. And this sort of thing's going on all over the country. More propaganda spread villainizing the Amazons, despite the fact that Wonder Woman is doing a ton of work to protest it. And is this Nubia?
Yeah.
Okay, because like it's someone else later.
Yes.
And I wasn't sure if this was Nubia. It is Nubia because the hair and the armor. So we see Nubia being presented with Wonder Woman's sword because she's ignoring Nubia's order for all Amazons to return home. Like she has given an order along the president to be like, no, come home now.
Yep.
Be safe. So she is going to stay in the U.S. and fight the good fight.
Well, she gives. There's an Amazon ambassador, and Wonder Woman gives her sword to the ambassador to give it to Nubia.
Yeah.
And she says, the princess said, and what I now do, I must avoid temptation. So I think that's like...
Don't murder everyone.
Yeah, one of them was like, in order to not kill people, here's my sword.
Right. I didn't pick up on that. I think that's a really good point to make, that she is like a paragon of self-control in this entire book.
Thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's got her shit like tight. Just like not losing it, not once. She's just like determined, I'm going to do this, and that is it.
That's like probably like the most badass part of the whole book, like, you know, in like intent, and then like in intention. She's like, here, take my loaded gun. Take this away from me, because I can't guarantee that I won't.
Yes. I'm going to take them to and later she just refuses to actually kill anybody.
Yeah,
she's making a conscious effort to not, I don't want to say hurt, but not kill anybody.
Yeah.
So
hurting's not a problem.
No, it's fine. It's Batman. Same thing. I can beat the shit out of you, but I'm not going to kill you. It's fine. So Sergeant Steele finds Wonder Woman in a graveyard in Billings, Montana, which is where the massacre happened. And he's brought an army worth of guys. Axis captured and or killed over 300 Amazons by this point, which is a lot. Which is like a crazy amount.
Especially for Amazons. 300 Amazons is a fucking army.
Right. Anytime you see the Amazons, there's only like 300 of them.
Yeah, like if you got 300 Amazons together, you're in trouble.
Yeah. But, you know, they're ambushing them at their homes, you know, with the big squads or whatever, and they have special bullets that go through Amazonian steel. Yeah,
we get our first no thank you.
Yes, that's also a running thing where Wonder Woman just says no thank you to a lot of things.
Very politely.
Very polite. Steel just straight up just keeps disrespecting Wonder Woman by calling her girl, and by the time I wrote that note, Wonder Woman then mentions right after that he's doing it. I just found it funny, and then I kept it like that in there because I mentioned the fact that he's doing it, and she's like, "Hey, don't do that." And then a sniper takes a shot on her.
That's a great page too, deflecting the bullet.
This is the first time
as the doves fly around her.
Well, this is the first time we see Wonder Woman. Like, this is we're only a couple pages from the end of the first issue, right?
Yep.
And this is the first time we see her. We hear her talking before, but she's walking in the rain obscured. Yeah.
Umbrella. Yeah.
But she deflects the sniper bullet, and Steel says, "Let's get it done and get her home." And Wonder Woman says, "You do not understand. I am home."
Probably right before that too. He says, "You don't want this." She's like, "I never have." It's like, "I never want this."
Yep.
But I'll bring it.
Yep. So she takes down every man that Sergeant Steele brought there, while the narrator says how she is superior to every other hero. He says she's not a soldier, she's an artist, she's fluid. The rest are rigid in their methods and predictable.
She's like water.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee would be proud.
Which, like, I guess, like, that's some of the things being put forward are like, oh, okay, I can whatever.
I mean,
Superman is predictable.
Superman's predictable.
Batman, I would say no.
Yeah, I think trivializing Batman like that is an insult because he's a guy who's like mastered multiple forms of martial arts and disciplined himself in many ways. Where it's like, you know, you get that peak human ability thing.
Right, but I mean,
how many humans are at peak human ability?
So many.
Not many though. Like for real, like.
But this is outside of like her ability to fight. It's just more like the ability to manipulate her and like predict what she's going to do. You know, I think that's what he was getting at. More the long game versus the fight, but it's being mirrored in the fight.
Well, I also think non-lethal tactics on her part make her even more unpredictable, because if she was being lethal, it would be way more straightforward. You know, like the combat tactics, you'd be like, oh, we see how Amazons fight. The Amazons go into war to kill. They play for keeps.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. I also want to point out that she uses her tiara
A lot.
A lot.
A lot.
And as far as I'm aware, that kind of got like shelves for a little while, right?
Yeah, for a little while.
Because it was like one of those silly things. This book scrapes up some silly stuff and makes it like, yeah, cool. The tiara, the invisible jet, the spinning to change the outfit. You know, just reinserting some of that older stuff in here, I think is a nice touch. Anyway, to build off of what I was saying before, the narrator says that she's the one that they should have feared. Steel and Wonder Woman have a little talk after she takes everybody down. Steel seems to try to intimidate her with the consequences of beating up 24 government agents. Yeah. But like, what? What's that gonna do? It's like, again, like as soon as Steel's out of control, he gets mad. And he
tries to lie.
Yeah.
You know, like he tries to, well, I came to talk, blah, blah, blah. And she, like, golden lassos the sniper. And the sniper just spills the beans. It's like, I'm shooting her on sight, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because she's like, I didn't take any aggressive action against you, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, no, that's not blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and the sniper just lets it all out.
Just followed orders. Get you in lined up. 10 headshot.
So Wonder Woman mentions that she's there looking for Emily, which is the Amazon that had killed all those men. Steel tries to punch her and calls her a bitch, and she very politely asks him not to call her that, and then crushes his fist, which is made of metal. Like it shatters into little bits.
Yeah, that's fun. Please do not use that word. It upsets me.
Then we find out an arrest warrant goes out for Wonder Woman, which is ridiculous. You're going to put an arrest warrant out for Wonder Woman. What does that even mean? The cop going to pull her over on the side of the street? Like,
it's like, would the Justice League go after her?
Also, look what she just did. She just took down 24 men. Like, what's that arrest warrant going to do?
That's where Superman goes, don't look at me. I'm not an American citizen.
Yeah.
Illegal alien, remember?
Right. Then we find out that Sergeant Steel is taking orders from a man called the Sovereign. He's the King of America, and he holds the lasso of lies. And we get a shot of him literally having a crown put on his head, sitting in a throne with an eagle holding the lasso.
I can't wait to see that when it happens.
No. We don't do kings here.
Oh, we're getting there.
No. It's different. President for life, that's fine. That's the end of issue 1. Issue 2, pretty short as far as like what we're going to talk about. The whole issue is a tournament on Themyscira to decide who will leave for the outside world, mirroring Wonder Woman's fight with the U.S. military. And I like these.
I like these because
I like these a lot.
It's good that like they send Steve Trevor to like be the liaison for the military, and like Steve's like, okay, stand down, even though you're not gonna. It's interesting to watch Steve have this conversation that he knows isn't going to go his way.
Right. But it's also Sergeant Steel, like, pulling rank to fuck with Steve. Like, later on, he makes him, like, light a cigar and, like, put the orders out and all this other shit.
Yeah. It's like, go tell your girlfriend we're going to kill her.
So, yeah, he's sent out there to talk some sense into her. Sure, whatever. And she makes it clear she doesn't want to, but she's going to hurt the men that come after her. Like, I don't want to do this, but I will hurt them.
I like Wonder Woman, like in this conversation, Wonder Woman like draws a line in the sand where she's like, this is forever. Like the way of men. Like, you guys are fucking stupid.
Yeah. Constantly.
Constantly at war, constantly bickering, never seeing the big picture, never helping your fellow man.
Right.
You guys suck.
Simultaneously, young Diana is given a chance to yield with honor to the other Amazon, and she refuses.
Two more no thank yous.
Yes.
Steve pleads with her. Please stand down. No thank you.
When I say mirrored, I mean there's the exact same panel structure. Like it's 6 panels and a large panel on the bottom, like a double panel, and it's just the same kind of shots. I like this storytelling, like the way it's done.
Yeah.
It's just you pack so much story into like one thing. You're making one point with 2 storylines. It's very effective for me anyway. So Steve,
it definitely helps get the point across.
Yes, yeah, just like she's always been like this. So Steve and the Amazon try to get Diana to back down with like threats of what's coming. Like this is a whole army. He says like this is enough to take over like a mid-sized country. Like how are you going to say you're going to get hurt? And the other Amazon's like, I'm a champion. I've done this. I was at this battle, that thing.
So even like, all right, so like I know Steve is a man, But on that last page of the arguing with Steve, this is fucking insane. You know that. They're gonna fucking kill you. Like, here's 3-4 expletives from Steve.
Yeah, 3.
Why is Steve cursing at her?
4.
This is a fucking barrage of 155 millimeter munitions. This is the fucking U.S. Army. I don't need it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this one page. It's gratuitous.
But he doesn't curse in most other places. Again, he's out of control. He has no influence on what's going on here.
No, I know.
And he's trying his best to stop her, and he can't.
I know he's powerless and he's frustrated, but you're also Steve Trevor. How many goddamn decades have you fucking dated Diana Prince? You know this bitch ain't going down without a fight.
But he knows it. He knows it going in, and he's just like, he was ordered to go do this, and he's worried about her because literally tanks, helicopters, fighter jets, like shit like that.
Well, that's his dumbass fault for worrying about her. If this were fucking Bruce and Clark, they'd be like, you guys are fucking shit out of luck, bro. Like, the Exodus would be Batman going, you're so fucking dead. You're all fucking dead.
I think Steve knows that, but like as a person, you would be overcome with worry that the person you love
he loves her.
is going to face down an army.
I get it. I just don't also feel that, like, Wonder Woman loves Steve Trevor because, like, he's a good man and he's got heart. I don't think that he's going to curse at her like that. I don't think he's going to speak to her that way.
He's not cursing at her.
No, listen.
He is getting out his frustration in language.
Listen, these are fucking bullshit technicalities. Like, I understand what it's like to curse at someone and curse while you are speaking to someone.
Right.
It is still disrespectful. You do not address a princess like that, and you do not address your princess like that.
I'm going to say that they're pretty familiar considering they fucked before.
They fucked a whole lot over the course of time, but they ain't married. It ain't his wife. He ain't got that kind of, like, listen, you talk to one, if you have had the privilege to lay your hands on a goddess, you do not speak to her that way in the hopes that you will be able to do it again.
They are a couple. They were having a candid conversation.
They are not a couple.
Yes.
They are not a couple.
Yes.
No, because she is just like Batman. She runs off and fucks other people all the time. Sometimes it's Batman.
I'm not going to get too far into that. My point being is he's frustrated, and he's getting his frustration out.
I'm frustrated by the lack of words.
Okay. All right. We'll keep a curse count.
Yeah, for real.
It always amazes me the things that you get cut up on.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the things I notice while I read where it's like, that's a lot of expletives. I like even...
Anyway,
It's like it's written by Tarantino. It's Reservoir Dogs.
It's absolutely not, because it'd be like 50% more.
Like every other word.
Like I said, it's not like Negan. It's not like Kirkman doing Negan.
Yeah, but like using Negan as an example is ridiculous.
Yes, because the height of it.
Right. There was he literally.
It's absurd.
Negan had sentences where there were like 2 words that weren't expletives.
Yeah, okay. Diana still decides to move forward in both cases. She's going to fight the army and this Amazon.
We're going to decide to move forward. I'm going back and I'm doing an expletive count.
So, the army's revealed, and like I said before, it's tanks, it's attack helicopters, it's fighter jets,
and their bombs, and their guns, and their guns, and their bombs.
It is a ridiculous amount of firepower coming against her. And like I said before, Steele's the worst. He forces Trevor to light his cigar for him and give the order for the attack to start. Like he's like just being a gigantic ass. Like he's just trying to make Steve Trevor his bitch.
You know what's good about the talking heads, the talking news heads?
It only happens twice?
No expletives.
Well, they can't. They're on TV.
I know, right?
We get fined for that. The attack starts with missile fire. You know, just bombarding her. And that's no problem. Does not bother her at all. She comes out swinging, and that's mirrored by her coming out swinging against the Amazon in the ring. But in that fight, the Amazon gets the best of her, and she gets stabbed through the stomach. And even then, she pushes on. Right? Next, for the for the army.
I love that. It's just like, now I have 2 swords and you have none.
Right. Yes. But at the same time, the infantry comes in and... Oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped something. And then they start rolling in tanks. She grabs a tank and just hits another tank with a tank. And she starts just swinging a tank around like it's a fucking weapon. Also this, the tiara severed the barrel of a tank. It's like, if that's that sharp, goddamn.
It's a badass tiara.
Yeah, man. She's whipping tanks around with the lasso. And then infantry comes in, and it's just a bunch of dudes just firing guns at her. And she got like flash speed or something like that, because she's just like tick, 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 like arms everywhere, just blocking all the bullets.
She is fast.
Hold on, because there was something here I wanted to read. Something she says to the soldiers. Where is it? Okay, yeah. So this is right after she gets stabbed in the stomach by the other Amazon. She goes, "All you need to know is that now I have 2 swords." And we cut back to modern day with the soldiers. "Men in the field, I admire your courage. I honor your service and your loyalty. I do not wish to harm you. But if you proceed, I will over and over drop a 55-ton Abrams tank on your pathetic little heads." Because she's swinging it above her with the lasso. And then she slams it down like in front of the troop of men. It's great. So she drives the military back in modern, and the Amazon yields in the past. She takes off her helmet, and we find out that it's Emily, the Amazon that killed everybody and started this whole thing.
I think Emily's like a weird name for an Amazon. You would think something more...
Well, it's spelled weird. It's Emelie.
Yeah, but it's Emily.
Emily.
Yeah.
Emilie. And that ends issue 2. Issue 3 is also great.
So that was 2 issues?
Yep.
17 expletives.
Okay, I'm gonna mark that down. 17. Boom. I mean, per word count, that's not bad, because this book is slightly overwritten. There's a lot of words in it, so comparatively, not terrible. Because
it's almost 10 an issue.
The Sovereign doesn't curse at all, because he's a proper man.
Yes, he doesn't at all. Proper man.
So,
oh, I'm sorry, 18.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'll write that down. 18. Okay, we'll get a full count.
So that's 9 per issue.
Okay, that's not terrible. 24 pages per issue, right?
Yeah. I love the beginning of this issue.
I like this a lot.
She shows up at the offices.
Yeah. So I just, one of the things that happens in here, and I don't know if it's intentional or maybe it's like, I would think it's intentional just the way King writes. The narrator is trying to justify underestimating Wonder Woman. So he's constantly going, she's this and she's that and she's this, but we knew it. But she still fucked it up. Like, always coming up with an excuse on why she defeated them, even though they had all the information and they knew all the things. I think it was a nice little touch of like someone trying to rewrite history on what happens. Like, we knew, it was fine.
Did you notice the names in the crossword puzzle?
Yes.
Are Hughes, Perez, Ross, and Jimenez?
Yep, I wrote that down in my notes. It was all DC artists. So she walks up into a building, like a businessy building.
Southside Defense Industries.
Walks up to a guy working the front desk, doing a crossword that has all these names in it. And he's not looking up at her. He's just answering her, trying to blow her off. And he finally realizes who it is. And he's like, and then he gives her straight up the floor and office for Sergeant Steele, who she's coming to look for, because this building is a front for Axe.
Like,
she's so pretty.
This art's incredible.
Yep.
She's so sweet and pretty, like leaning over that counter, but she's still so imposing. Like,
She's a big lady.
You have no doubt that woman would whoop your ass.
Yes, without a doubt. But again, she comes off very sweet. We jump to the Sovereign, who rules from the Potomac House. And he is meeting with a young Private Delgado. He's a Marine from Smallville, which I think is a nice little touch.
Yeah, right.
And Delgado's holding a gun, and he's told that it was the gun used to kill Lincoln. And he's like, whoa! And he's like, oh, no, it's fine. It's cool. Yeah, it should. It's a very important thing. My great-grandfather gave it to Booth, to kill Lincoln.
Uh-huh.
And he says, now, it's your turn to change history, my boy. Then we jump over back to Wonder Woman in the elevator, which I said to you before, I think these, 4 pages of the elevator, it's just fun. Because this dude is in a suit, and he's like, oh my god, it's Wonder Woman, you surrender, and she just high kicks him in the face, knocks him out, and then just reaches over and clicks the button, and just stands there listening to music.
Yeah, I like the musical notes overhead, just to let you know that elevator music. Mm-hmm. Right away, I'm like, oh, Girl from Ipanema's playing in the background.
Always that song. While that's happening, the narrator talks about how the quote, heavy is the head that wears the crown by Shakespeare is bullshit. It's actually pretty great all the time. Basically saying it's like, yeah, they just made that up to make poor people feel like that kings and queens were having a hard time just to make themselves feel better. Except now that the American kingdom is threatened by Wonder Woman and everything she stands for. Wonder Woman exits that elevator, and she's met with a team, and she takes them out with her tiara, entirely. She just takes the tiara, throws it into the room, the elevator doors open.
Stands there and yawns.
She yawns
wipes the sleep out of her eyes.
While gunfire's going off, and she just kind of catches a stray bullet with a patink off of her bracelet. She walks out. The tiara knocks down the last dude. She puts it on, and she saunters over to Sergeant Steele's office.
You can call me a coward or whatever the fuck, but if I was one of 24 guys sent to kick Wonder Woman's ass, and I'm the last guy, and I watched her yawn and wipe her eyes, and watched my 12 friends get taken out by a fucking tiara, I'm leaving.
Yeah, I'd be like, I'm sorry, ma'am,
yeah.
And I'll put my gun down and walk away.
Yeah, go find a job as a janitor. I don't want this job anymore.
Right. We jump back to the Sovereign and Delgado has picked up a baton, and we find that it's a police baton used in, as he put it, some protests in the 60s, which, just skate right over that, yeah. Sovereign. Don't go on that.
Go into depth with the guy with the last name Delgado.
Right, yeah. Person of color holding a baton most likely used to beat on people of color.
Yeah.
We find out that Delgado was part of the assault on Wonder Woman in Montana, so he was one of those soldiers who had a tank smashed down into the ground in front of him by Wonder Woman. And the Sovereign asks him about his encounter with her. He's like, was it traumatic? Was it humiliating to be defeated by a woman? And Delgado doesn't care at all. She's a superhero. I'm a guy. I'm just doing my job. I'm here for a paycheck. No big deal. I'll live. Then the Sovereign invites him to hold the lasso of lies. He's like, this is the most important thing. We jump back to Steele's office. And we start with the 32A, which is his door number, and then we pan out and we find out it's just been kicked in and shattered on the floor, surrounded by dudes who have been taken out, and she's just calmly sitting at his desk. And she just wants to have some polite conversation with him. She wants info on Emily that Steele has.
It's what her mother taught her in Paradise. Mm-hmm. It's better to be polite.
Yep. And he is pointing a gun at her.
Politely.
Yeah, very politely. Finger off the trigger. So, back to the Sovereign. He uses the lasso to manipulate Delgado into believing he was completely emasculated by Wonder Woman, and that hurt him beyond recovery. He needs to tell everyone and then kill himself. Basically, forcing him to be a propaganda tool in his plan. Back to Steele. He's called everyone he could.
The building is now surrounded by tanks, soldiers flooding the lobby. I the one guy in the lobby with a giant exclamation point over his head.
Whoa! I like the thing that he says where it's even the team trained to take out Superman. What does that mean, Brian? What does a team trained to take out Superman look like for humans?
I don't think it exists.
You're right. Right. I don't know if you got
kryptonite bullets.
Right. I don't why?
Yeah. You would need that team isn't even human. That team is Reactron and Metallo and Parasite and all together.
I just don't know what he means by that unless he's bullshitting trying to act big. So he's really wrapped up in the fact that she's a woman, and there's no way she could be better than, say, Superman or any man. He keeps saying, "I have an army," and she's just very just like, meh, it's fine.
You know, Batman is just a guy in a costume, right? Like, I'll kill Batman any day I want.
Well, he specifically brings up Superman as being like, "There's no way you're better than Superman. He's Superman. You're a lady." She, like I said, she doesn't care in the least, and this just makes him more mad. She even calls him adorable, which I think is fantastic.
Well, I mean, she knows how to hurt him. Be condescending.
I just
want to point out in this scene, white shirt with the suspenders, flat top with the white. You put a mustache on him. This is J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah, he is a mustache off from being Jonah. Yeah, 100%. Yes.
Like halfway through this issue, I was just like, "Don't beat up J. Jonah." Listen, Jonah's an ass, but no, don't
At no point does she try to attack
even
him
touch
in any way.
Yeah,
no, not at all. So he's got a gun pointing at her. He goes, "I have a fucking army," and she goes, "Yes, Mr. Sergeant Steele, you have an army." And then we get the reveal on the next page and I have an invisible jet. And that's a 2-page spread, which is nice.
Yeah, it's an awesome 2-page spread reveal.
Yeah, this is not
giant Gatling guns.
This is not a nice looking jet because it has Gatling guns and 2 very big missiles on it.
Yeah, this is not your Super Friends invisible jet.
Yeah, this is fuck shit up jet.
Yeah. This is a how the fuck did you make this on Paradise Island jet?
Yeah. Right.
It's like, don't read the label on the bottom. It says Wayne Enterprises.
So they bring out the invisible jet, and I gotta say I didn't see that coming. No pun intended at all. I thought she was legitimately just gonna wipe the floor with everyone again. I thought she was gonna walk down that building and beat the shit out of every single one of those soldiers and embarrass everyone again. But I guess this is a little better.
Well, Wonder Woman, sometimes she flies and sometimes she doesn't fly. They really can't make up their mind up on that. So I kind of thought she was just gonna take off out the window.
Sure, it didn't even occur to me that would happen. Again, I thought she was just gonna kick the shit out of everybody. So Steele ends up giving her a medical report while simultaneously Delgado writes a note and shoots himself. The note, as written on the page here, there's more, we'll find out later, but it says, "In her actions that day, Wonder Woman denied my rights as a man to exist in this world," which I think is a stretch. You were in a military fight, and you lost.
Well, you weren't even in a military fight. You kind of you just got told to not fight, or you will get hurt.
But they fought anyway, and they lost. But so does every soldier. Then the implications of this, I think, get blown so far out of proportion.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yeah,
but again, it's going through the propaganda machine, so. The narrative continues to go on about how Wonder Woman and the Amazons are incompatible with American values, which are based in the patriarchy. Quote, "The king commands the nation as a father commands a family." We've heard that before, right? Daddy's home?
Mm-hmm.
They are a hostile force trying to change how the country functions and offering an alternative to how it's always been, which is a danger to all of that. Essentially, he's crying because there are strong women who exist outside of the prescribed norms, which is, again, what this book is about. And then Steele explains to Wonder Woman that some blood was found in the pool hall. It was Emily's, and she's pregnant. Which I think was supposed to be a misleading thing to go, uh-oh, Lizzie isn't hers.
Okay.
Because at this point we didn't know. I think that was kind of oh, well, maybe it's Lizzie is Emily's, and then Diana took her. Yeah.
But that is not true, however.
Yeah, correct. She's actually hers.
Yeah. Later issues, we saw the origin.
Yeah. Issue 14, I think.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, the Sovereign still narrating.
Yeah.
So they're John and Damian having a real bad time.
Yeah, he's annoying.
Especially because he refers himself as we.
Yeah.
Yeah. All the time. Issue 4. Talking Heads again.
Yeah.
And they're reporting on Delgado's death and the effect it's having on the public. Basically, they're going as far as labeling her a murderer, saying that he was the first and only casualty of that battle, even though he killed himself after the fact. Laying it squarely on her. They slip in another part of the note that says, She robbed me of the dignity of my gender, which is a gift from God. I said really wrapped up in masculinity in this one. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman is doing a Make-A-Wish style visit to a dying boy. He's her biggest fan, as there always is. Remember the biggest fan for X-Men recently? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And she's there to spend the whole day with him. And then we see the Sovereign make it very clear to the President that he...
Don't forget that the dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah, initially, before what the kid lays out later, I thought it was more of a, like, the legal ramifications of having a fugitive in their home. A fugitive in your home? Yeah. At least he's still willing to go through with it for his son. Like, he loves his son despite, like,
but
whatever's going on.
Like, look her in the face, and he's like, I'm just, no offense, I wouldn't have you here if I could help it.
Yeah, not my first choice, but yeah. But, like, they walk into this room, and it's a boy in a hospital bed in his room, IVs, and the room is just plastered with Wonder Woman stuff. Different artists, too. Like, there's some homages to Perez. There's the cover to #1 for here. There's Bruce Timm.
Yep.
Yeah, a bunch. The Hughes in the back, I think. Just Wonder Woman's shit everywhere. But,
she could at least use a bathroom. We really got no bathrooms on Themyscira. She's just shit everywhere. It's fucked up.
It's my custom.
That's why they put her down.
Yeah. The Sovereign makes it very clear to the President that he runs the show. He's the king of the United States of America. He does not assist, he commands. And he makes the President kneel and kiss his ring.
Because Trump did to Elon?
It's more or less, yeah. So, the kid's name is Jack, and Wonder Woman takes him for a ride in the Invisible Jet. She asks him where he wants to go, like they can go anywhere, because the jet's super fast. And he says Paradise Island, and that's kind of like an issue, and he's kind of like real apologetic about it. It's like, oh, I wherever's fine.
For those of you who don't know, Paradise Island is restricted to men. Men are not allowed there.
Right.
Except for when they break the rule every so often.
Yeah, look, it happens. Or Wonder Woman goes there and says, fuck you, he's coming.
Yeah.
Which is what happens with Jack later. But they go anyway, despite the possible ramifications of what could happen, because she would like to make his day the best day. There's some good lines here where she says, how you feel is not the problem. It is just how you feel. You know, it's like...
It is what it is.
Yeah, do the thing. Like, you feeling things is fine. Feel those feelings. It's not an issue. The narration goes through all the horrible things that are aligning themselves against Diana, and yet she's taking the time to help someone right now, despite everything going on. And one of the worst things you could do in the DC universe is have a meeting with Amanda Waller, which is what Sergeant Steele is doing right now.
Yeah, if you're even remotely on the fence about whether you're the bad guy or not, and you have a meeting with Amanda Waller, you're the bad guy.
Yeah, if you're in the room with Amanda Waller and she's not trying to kill you, you're the bad guy. She mentions putting together a team of villains to fight Wonder Woman. The Big One, the Charmer, the Doctor, the Half-God, the Bird, the Triangle Idiot, and then Sergeant Steele mentions the Big Cat, and she doesn't end up getting used.
I love that Waller just like such disdain for superheroes and supervillains.
So, who's the Angle?
Oh, the Triangle guy?
Yeah. New to you?
New to me?
Okay, cool. Because I had no idea.
I guarantee.
He's some Golden Age bullshit?
I guarantee it. Like Polka Dot Man or Crazy Quilt.
Sure.
I guarantee
That's the first thing I thought. I just had no context. I didn't look him up.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to spoil everything.
Right.
But he seems like he's got some stuff going on. Like, specifically in the last issue, I think it was whatever came out the other week.
Yeah.
Like, he like reality warps Yara in a fight.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I want to know what the hell he does.
No idea.
Because he was like power amping Dr. Psycho in this later just by putting a triangle around him, and it's like, that is what?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of it works.
Angles.
Obtuse, obtuse, all of them. So we cut to Jack flying.
Jack and Diane.
Oh my god. which is nice because he's having a nice time. And then we see Steve fighting with another soldier because of Diana.
And you know, they're in the invisible jet, and they see right through the floor, and he brings the expletive count up to 29.
Holy shit!
Vulgar little shit.
He's a little boy. He's dying. It's okay. We're at 29.
Yeah, we'll give him a pass. We'll give him a pass.
Well, Steve immediately curses too. There's a bunch on this one because they're fighting. So yeah, Steve's beating up another soldier because there's he's getting in Steve's face about Diana, and Steve gets himself thrown in the brig.
39, up to 39 in one page.
39? There was 10 on this one?
Yeah.
Again, they're fighting, so sure.
39 words I didn't have to write if I'm Tom King.
We didn't have to write these. These are just symbols.
But as I'm saying, I did not have to write 39 words because I copped out.
Like a copy and paste.
Yeah.
What do you want to put in fudge?
Ampersand. Yeah, I would love that.
You fudge and fudge?
I swear to God, I would love that. You frickin' fudging... You stupid poopy head.
Look at all this stuff all around here, you stuff head.
Dude, if this were a Nightwing story, that is absolutely what I would... Holy poop head, you mean guys.
Steve, what the shoot? They're going to shove you in the brig. Calm the fudge down. Oh boy, silly.
Comics are for kids.
They're not for kids. They haven't been for a long time.
Daddy, what are all these words supposed to mean?
Well, you'll
Don't
learn
worry
those
about
later.
it.
Yeah. So Wonder Woman and Jack are met by armed Amazons on the beach of Themyscira and told to turn back. Wonder Woman says, "No, thank you."
So polite.
So right now, Philippus holds the throne while Queen Nubia is traveling in other realms. And Artemis is there, advising her on the president's speech, which prompts the Amazons to prepare for war, as well as the fact that Diana is on Themyscira with Jack.
Man, I love her answer, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, it's such a good one.
You know, from here a queen rules the Amazons, the greatest warriors, the greatest nation in all of history, but she does not, despite all her hallowed power and duty, ever rule Diana.
Right. And like
So Diana does what the fuck she wants.
yeah, and even like right before that too, she's like, yeah, Hippolyta knew it, Nubia knew it.
Yeah, everyone knows it. Diana does what she wants.
Yeah.
And they put a goddamn kangaroo in there.
So we get a montage of Diana showing Jack everything the island has to offer. She's telling him stories of her youth, you know, the adventures of her being a hero, like as a Justice Leaguer.
Jack gets to throw the tiara.
They're fighting with swords, riding a kanga. He's putting on helmets. They're
Feeding a griffin.
with disturbing teeth.
The disturbing teeth. I like he's trying on the Greek helmet, and I'm just like, oh, there's an owl on it. Immediately makes me think of Bubo.
Well, Artemis.
Yeah.
Or no, Athena. Sorry.
Yeah,
Athena.
Yeah.
I apologize. Well, Wonder Woman's wearing his hat, too. They traded hats.
Yeah.
He gets to fire an arrow at her so she could block it with her bracelets. He's just riding her like a horse.
Yep.
Just kid stuff.
Having the day.
So really good time for him. And then the president gives his speech, which is more or less denouncing Wonder Woman and all Amazons, period.
Goofy as shit listening to him to practice how to say Amazon.
Yeah, it's just Amazonian.
So ridiculous. He's actually trying it like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, look, you gotta find it. You gotta find your rhythm. Come on. So it's at the end of the day.
This kicks me in the feels.
Yeah, man. It's the end of the day, and they're on the coast of Themyscira, just looking at the night sky, and Jack confides in her that he thinks there's something wrong with him because he likes her and not Superman, Batman, or baseball. Even going as far as, say, asking if God made him sick because of the way he is, as a punishment, which is very, very sad.
Normal stuff for a boy.
I didn't tear up, but I came close.
Right,
this
dude?
little interaction.
And this fucking prick just signs legislation that there's only 2 genders. I'm like, I know the kid's not trans, he's probably just gay, but whatever. Like, fucking shit.
Whatever it is,
fucking garbage we got run in the country.
Wonder Woman reassures him it's okay. The gods made us in their image, and they're just as confused and flawed as the rest of us.
Amen.
There are no answers found in heaven, only within each other, which is a beautiful sentiment.
Yep.
Don't worry about later. We'll worry about now. And that's how that issue ends. Which, reading it week to week, probably a really rough ending.
Yeah.
And I think my favorite issue is number 5.
Oh, okay. The one we're going into.
Yeah. I mean, that one felt nice because of what was going on with Jack, despite all the fucked up stuff going on behind it, like in the rest of the world. This one is just her interaction with everyone else.
Yeah, well, the whole first 5 issues are so fucking heavy. And, like, God, if you look out the window in the real world compared to, like, the mass deportation and, gender rights, is like it's just so heavy and topical. This last issue feels like the last 2 issues feel like a goddamn comic book, and it's just like, thank you.
Yeah, but you're building, like I said before, you're building the giant pile of shit that is the conflict for Wonder Woman to have to deal with, and unfortunately, it is something that was topical and is even more so now, considering what's going on.
Yeah,
it's just hitting all the things where it's like, hey, can we not be shit people? Can we just treat everyone like they're people?
Yeah, and like the last issue has the big superhero, supervillain throwdown, but this one, which with her family, it's like this is like a superhero.
It was a good fight.
The Superman family or the Bat family getting together, any of that was just like good. Thank God, support system. I like it anytime I feel like my heroes aren't alone.
Yes.
I think that's why I like the X-Men so much.
Sure,
like, people are never alone.
Yes, yeah. This feels good because of that. Because despite everything going on here, there's always backup.
Yeah.
And what I liked about the fight was there's some strategy behind the bad guys.
Yeah,
they were fighting,
it was a plan.
We did this because of this, and we did this because of that, and this happened because of this, and we didn't want to do that, but we have to.
But even like the tactics aren't just like strategical violent tactics. Like they got Silver Swan to oh, this is distraction. This is
Which, by the way, she's fucking nuts. We'll get to that.
She's in love.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just like something that's not just throwing all the bad guys at the good guy at one time. There's something behind it.
Has Yara always been this aggressive and violent?
She is more willing to go like, hey, let's go fuck some shit up.
Okay.
Yeah. So Diana is meeting with Yara, Cassie, and Donna in a diner, asking them to choose their contest.
They are the Wonder Girls. Yara being the newest Wonder Girl, Cassandra Sandsmark being the Tim Drake, Connor Kent era Supergirl, Wonder Girl. I'm sorry, and Donna Troy, who's my favorite Amazon, being the classic Teen Titans.
Having not done a ton of connection with these, Yara is my favorite just because she's newer and I was there from the beginning kind of thing.
Sure.
And she is also Wonder Woman.
Oh, she's not Wonder Girl. She's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Okay. Apologies.
She was part of that wave of like, here's a new Wonder Woman, here's a new Batman when Tim took over, not Tim Fox took over.
Oh, okay.
And Jonathan took over as Superman. There was that whole the 5G thing that didn't stick.
Right. It's hard for me to like look at Donna Troy and be like Wonder Girl, and then look at anybody else that's like come after her and be like, oh, Wonder Woman, because like Donna's like, I mean, Donna's not even a Wonder Girl anymore. She's Donna.
Yeah.
Like she has no name.
Right.
Yeah. And like to know Donna's history is like she has died several times and been officially a god and has transcended all kinds of crazy shit.
Rough
like
stuff.
Yeah.
Rough stuff. Wasn't she an orphan who was adopted by Hippolyta?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure. Like I said, I have to lean on that stuff. Okay, so they each name their contest. Yara chooses arrows, Cassie chooses arms, and Donna says something different. And I love them all.
Yeah.
For different reasons.
Yes.
We cut to Steel collecting Giganta from prison, and we had recently talked about the origin of Giganta because of Deceased, and like they kind of go through that here. Some say she is an exceptionally brilliant ape who has evolved into a woman. Others that she is an exceptionally brilliant woman who has evolved into an ape, then again into a woman. Liking that they're referencing some weird origin shit.
Our continuity's wacky, and we're not getting into it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Right now, she's a big lady.
Ape at one point, and then we cut to.
And again, the vulgarity. Wake the fuck up! You've got a visitor. Was it necessary?
Yeah, prison guards. You got to demean your prisoners.
I mean, I guess just to bring the count up to 40, but
cool. 40, excellent, good. Steel goes and makes a deal with Cersei, but first he gets turned into a pig.
I love the silver hoof. I wish that's where his story ended.
Yeah, he just should have stayed a pig. Yeah. And Cersei's very nonchalant in this too. Like she's just kind of like in the back, just like doing magic stuff.
But that makes sense for Cersei because Cersei is like, I'll go after Diana. Like, I don't need your help. Like, I don't need help from mortals.
Right.
Like, that's not, like, your bullshit.
I
Like,
wonder what her motivations other than just like, fuck her.
probably just to go check it out. Like, probably just, like, she has, like, interest in things, but
'cause
doesn't, like...
in the narration, the Sovereign was saying, like, you know, like, this is a risk bringing her in because she's most likely going to be manipulating us
Right.
in order to get what she wants, and we really have to look out for that.
Right. I am
'Cause
surprised there was
she
no
can
angle.
Right. She can do whatever she wants, so we have to be very careful.
Yeah.
Like,
It's,
acknowledging her as a threat.
Right. I'm surprised they brought her in to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wouldn't fuck with that at all.
Right. But they're desperate, which is why they bring in someone else later. So the contest with Yara is literally firing arrows at each other, and whoever hits the other person first wins.
Which is just crazy.
It's nuts.
Because, like, right from the word go, she's, you know, Diana's like, yeah, when you're laying on the ground with an arrow in your gut,
Yeah. It's like, I'm going to put an arrow in your belly.
you're gonna
Yep.
promise to not get
But
involved
she
in
called
that
her
shit.
shots.
Yeah.
Like, way before.
But, yeah, before they even start shooting.
So they start shooting at each other, and each time the arrows connect in midair. Like, they hit tip to tip, just crack, and then they fall. But each consecutive, like, firing,
They add
an arrow.
Yeah,
not
so
like
first arrow, 1 arrow each.
Right.
Second round, 2 arrows
Right.
each. Third round, and they go 4 rounds.
Yep. And on that 4th round, Yara's hitting the belly, just like Diana predicted.
Yara, they each have an arrow go through, like get past, like 3 arrows hit, meet each other, but Yara's arrow goes whizzing past Diana's shoulder.
Yep.
Yara not so lucky.
And Yara seems more like annoyed at it than like mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all,
Because the point is, like, she's beating them in these contests to you know, it's a wager, it's a bet or a promise. Like, you can't get involved.
right.
You can't, like, I'm gonna go face the music. You cannot help me.
Yeah, she's making them swear like some sovereign like Amazon oath that like they cannot, like, once this happens, that oath is like golden, like they can't break it.
So I will say this, right? You know, like, I'm counting off expletives because I feel like it's a little gratuitous. Yara takes an arrow in the gut and doesn't curse once.
Because she never lost control. She lost, but there was no loss of control. Cursing only happens at loss of control.
No, it doesn't. Like I said, they just woke Giganta up. Wake the fuck up! You have a visitor. That's not even necessary.
That's fair.
It's not even necessary.
That completely throws my whole thing out the window.
Yeah, and one of the vulgarities was when the president said they're going after her. One of the girls in the cafe looking at the phone said, "Holy shit!" It was just no reason.
I'm still going to stand by it.
That's fine. That's fine.
But all the while, this thing is happening. They're having a very good conversation about like the need for help and guidance when it's due. Like that being given to Yara by Diana, and Diana not admitting when she needs it herself. But anyway, Yara has to swear that she will not help her in her war.
Yeah, she threatens her too. She's like, "Don't make me knock 5."
Yeah.
I'll knock 5 arrows.
Steel doesn't have to go get Dr. Psycho. Dr. Psycho just presents himself in Steel's office. And the Sovereign basically says, like, yeah, we didn't necessarily, like, want him, but he just showed up.
Well, he's like a telepath. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he's probably just sensed what was going on and was like, "I want in."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like, they go over his origin a little bit, where it's like his wife left him and he got, like mad about it. Now he just hates women. It's like, oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's rough.
I remember in Secret 6, Mad Hatter pushes him off
Yeah, because...
a wall. And says something to the degree, like, you know, like, woman hater. He's like, "I was obsessed with Alice,
Right.
but like because I loved her."
Yeah. Well, that whole arc was just Hatter being very jealous of Dr. Psycho.
Yeah.
Just, like, just getting them off of out of the way. There's only room for one small guy.
Yeah.
Let's not hop in a trench coat together, be one person. Then we go from Psycho to Grail, who is new to me as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's Darkseid's daughter.
Yep.
That was a thing. I don't remember where she popped up, what event she popped up in, but
I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, so like you said, she's a daughter of Darkseid, and she has men as furniture and servants.
Yeah, like, I don't, like, context on, like, because I haven't seen her since, like, when she was first created. Why is she still chilling on Earth and not Apocalypse? Why?
I mean, she just looks like she's like in a BDSM dungeon, and these guys are like, yeah.
Right, yeah, she's just in a sex club hanging out, and it's like,
Well-
hey, do you know your dad's dead?
Nah, who
Like,
cares?
there's shit going on in the DCU, do you know?
She's sitting on a throne made of men. next to a table that is a man.
Yeah, and I don't know a lot about her either, but like, you know, generally speaking, like, I don't really think apocalyptian people like give a shit about pleasure. Like, they're all about the pain and the hurt and stuff. Like,
well, I mean, she's in a dominatrix role, right? And she gets to humiliate and hurt these dudes who are probably into it.
I mean, I guess, but I just don't see why she would be here. Like, you know, like, shouldn't you be like leading the female Furies instead of Granny Goodness? Like, shouldn't you like have your own torture chamber next to
She's brand new to me, so I don't know what the politics between her and her father are. Maybe it's just like, I want to do this and whatever.
True, she could hate the hell out of her dad.
But the King of the United States goes to talk to her himself because of the, you know, basically talking to the daughter of a god.
Yeah,
a king should go do it, not a servant.
I mean, shit, you know, like, honestly, I would sit there and be like, you're a king of the United States? That's great. I don't even fucking recognize that. Like, I wouldn't even see, like, she would even give a shit.
Yeah, they gloss over a lot, being like, okay, they convinced them, sure, whatever. Then we jump over to Cassie's challenge, which is arm wrestling, which is fun because she goes like, yeah, you know, Yara picked something that you're older, so you have more practice at it. It's a skill-based thing. This is raw power, and I think I outmatch you in raw power.
Which is like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
Well, she does say it. She's like, Zeus gave me my power. Or
right, I got my power from
directly
Zeus.
from Zeus.
Yeah, that's true. And then throughout the match, they talk about how they each influenced the other and made each other better people. Which is cool. I like that a lot.
I like that a lot, too. I love how Diana's, like, quasi-condescending because Cassie almost gets her. Almost gets Diana's hand down. And she's like, I almost got you. And she's like, you know, it was never good with the English language, that word almost. Like, I never understood it. It doesn't mean anything.
Right.
Like,
yeah, no shit.
That
it's either
fucking burns.
Yeah, it's
like,
fucking Yoda.
Yeah.
Like,
it's like, almost is bullshit, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
do or do not. There is no try.
Yeah.
There is no almost. But Diana's motivations is the fact that she can't bear to see Cassie in pain, and that's why she's trying to protect her and all the others. Like, she says she's weak because she can't bear to see them in danger and in pain.
Yeah.
Which is, cool.
I mean, essentially in DC, like, that's what it all boils down to for all the great heroes is, like, your weaknesses are your families.
Yep.
Yeah.
She ends up winning because she's fucking Wonder Woman. Steel recruits Silver Swan, who is a woman who fell in love with Wonder Woman but could not have her. Like, it's basically something happened to her. Wonder Woman, like, nursed her back to health, and in the meantime she fell in love. And then she told her, and Wonder Woman was like, nah. And then she went nuts.
Yeah.
So her desire drove her crazy, and she just looks like Archangel.
Yeah,
like straight
much.
up, she looks like Archangel.
I love though that, like, because Steel is like, yeah, we're going after Wonder Woman, and she was like, oh, fuck you. Like, she picks him up and flies in the sky and just drops him.
Yeah,
just to like teach him, just to fuck with him, teach him a lesson.
Yeah, so basically it was just to fuck with him so he could feel what she's feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
It's all comes down to, like, her emotions and shit.
And so he had to fall for a while.
Yeah.
I was just like,
and then in my notes is, who the fuck is Angle Man?
Triangle Man, Triangle Man, Triangle Man hates Particle Man. They have a fight, Triangle wins, Triangle Man.
But it's Steel standing in a padded cell with a dude who's just drawing triangles all over the walls with his own blood.
Yeah, it says that he completed.
Yeah, something with the anti-life equation. Yeah, but it, like, drove him nuts. But, like, I don't know what anything he has to do with the anti-life equation. Like, none of it seems to connect.
Yeah, well, the anti-life equation is some kind of mathematical equation, so I guess, like, you know, geometry's in there too with angles.
Yeah, sure, whatever. I'm not going to pretend to.
The anti-life equation is such a MacGuffin. Of, like,
it could be anything.
We're never going to explain what it is, but it's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's math that ruins everything.
Math does ruin everything.
Yeah. We jump to Donna, and her contest, she's picked a fighting game.
Like which a video game.
It's a video game in Titan's Tower.
Like, they are basically playing Injustice.
Yeah, like, the lineup is great, because like, there's some polls. Atrocitus is on here. Like, whoever developed this video game, having fun. What's Brainiac, yeah.
Ivy.
Black Canary's in there. She's got to be pretty good.
Jonathan's in there, and he is distinctly different.
He's a He's a child.
Boy. Yeah,
he's a little child. Damien's on the other side.
Supergirl.
It looks like Black Adam.
Joker looks like Fonzie.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's weird.
But so Donna picks Batman, and Diana picks Superman, which I think is fun, just to make them bite each other. Donna's plan is that she's going to pick something that Wonder Woman would have no way of beating her at. Like,
and I think it's a good plan.
It is
I think it's a really good plan. Matter of fact, I will argue that Diana's win is a little bullshit because she's like, I watch them as people, and it's like, yeah, that doesn't equate to video games.
No. That's we'll get to that.
Okay.
Because that's not what the point she was making. She was making like, I watched them, and because of that, I watched you, and like she learned from them what to do, kind of thing. So her point is like, there's no way Wonder Woman would have any experience with this at all.
Yeah, and she doesn't in the beginning. She's fumbling like a fuck.
She's determined to help her, and I think this is a feint from Wonder Woman. I think she's pretending to lose.
You think so?
Yes. But
Diana's like, I play games all the time.
Right, yeah, she's playing with fucking Vic and Gar the whole time. Because she says that, like, we do lots of heroing and saving the world, but most of the time we're just hanging out at the tower playing video games.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Diana, you said you think she's faking it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Diana's faking it.
Yeah, so you're like, Diana's home playing video games in her spare time.
Okay, so the way I took it is she saw this coming because she knows who Donna is and she knows what she does. So because she knew she was going to make them do this, she took the time
to play video
games to get good at them.
I'm pressing the handles for forward and I'm moving backward. Is it stuck? I don't understand.
Because
You've bewitched it.
She turns the match like that. I think she's playing possum, like just to have the conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like a rope a dope because like she comes back so hard.
Yeah. She does like the special Superman move. So, yeah, she beats Donna and makes her swear.
I don't know. Even though her dialogue, though, she's like, first Batman needs time to plan, preparation. Just start and go and have any. It's like, yeah, but you're playing a video game. He doesn't need prep time in a video game. And she's like, Superman always holds back, and she's talking about how.
Well, she's critiquing Superman and Batman.
I know she's
like as people.
I know, but it's not applicable in a game. Superman's only being held back if you don't press buttons. Mm-hmm. Like it does. Like it's not really. I don't know.
Look, after she loses and throws the controller at the
TV.
And by the way, I just noticed she's wearing a Teen Titans Ghost shirt.
Yeah. I noticed that before.
I told you I saw Superman's power and I saw Batman's preparation. I learned. I know who your friends are, so I prepared. How long do you think it would take an Amazon to get good at a video game? Like, how long do you think she prepped?
I mean, the way where you talk about speed, right?
Yeah, how fast her reaction time's gonna be really good, right?
Yeah, so she's got to be like a button mashing pro. Mm-hmm. Even if you're bad, even if you don't know the combos, you got to be able to pull some shit off just by tapping buttons that fast.
But Donna, like with tears in her eyes, says, "Please, Diana, let us help you," and she goes, "No."
With tears in her eyes back.
Yeah. No, thank you. Again.
Yeah, I do have to say though, she's like, I say this as someone who loves him. But Bruce could use the humility about Superman lumped him up.
So we get a one-page spread of the Wonder Woman team, right?
The villains.
Yeah, and Angleman just looks like Kite Man, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He's just holding a triangle, though.
He looks like Vincent Price in a weird in a weird triangle costume.
And then Wonder Woman goes home to her apartment.
Triangle Man hates Person Man.
Oh, yeah.
Lived his life in a garbage can.
And when she gets there, they're all there in uniform. Cassie, Yara, and Donna. And I just noticed this as well. She's got a photo of Jack on her wall now.
Aw.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, I just saw it now.
That's cool. I like. Wait! I stopped counting expletives because there haven't been any in a while, and then we got.
Yara lets two fly. Yeah.
Well, Donna
too.
When she throws the controller.
Yeah.
So we got
Yeah, that's at least 3 more.
Yeah.
Just light on the curses.
Yara throws out 3, 4,
5. No, it's 4. Yeah, you're right.
4.
Yeah.
So the one with Donna is 5 more, 45.
Let's see. Where are we at? Is it 45?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Diana, I think what Yara is trying to say in her own special way is, No, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is fun. Somebody says it back to her.
Right. Issue 6. Diana has a meeting with Steve, but he's having some headaches and he's a little confused. Turns out he's under control of Dr. Psycho, who's being boosted by Angleman, who is just holding a protractor around his head.
Yeah, he's got a triangle around his neck, and I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't
understand how the power boost works. Like, like we're gonna do character dive on Triangle Man or Angle Man.
Oh, boy. It's Angleman.
It's Angleman, right? Yeah.
Angleman.
Yeah.
Mr. Angleman. So.
What was our vulgarity count?
45.
45. All right, because Psycho drops 2.
Okay. Steve, like, looks like he has a stroke.
Yeah.
And then the giant hand shoots out from beside the reflecting pool. And
they're in front of the Washington Monument.
Yeah. The reflecting pool is in front of the monument, right?
Yeah, but it's far away. It's not near.
Look at that. Like the hand's like I thought it was like right next to it.
Nah, it's a little bit.
It's another building.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay, so they're near the Washington Monument, and Giganta's hand flies through the ground, launching a surprise attack. She was buried.
It's a trap.
She was buried underground by Cersei, and it's basically explained that like we needed Giganta to be full size in order for this to work. Like she couldn't have like run up giant. She couldn't have like she couldn't have time to like run up and grow. So it had to go this way. So she used her magic to do that. We get the Wonder Woman twirl change into the outfit.
Dun, 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 dun.
Again, I enjoyed immensely the tiara, the invisible jet, and this rolling in the silly old stuff.
Fighting for your rights in her satin tights.
And I wrote, I specifically said, Wonder Woman does the spinny sparkle outfit change.
Free your mind and change the world.
So Wonder Woman's first instinct is just, talk it out. And Giganta refuses. And just as she's about to take Giganta down, she wraps the lasso around her neck and tries to pull her down.
From behind, yeah, there's a crazy flip.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
That's when Silver Swan dives in and grabs her. And Silver Swan had a glamour over her that Cersei put on her to make her look like a swan.
Giant goose, a swan.
That's what a swan is. It's just a giant goose.
Stop staring at me, swan.
And again, Silver Swan is fucking nuts because
she's love stricken.
Immediately, she's like, "Please, please, please! You gotta stop! You have to run away, okay? You and I will meet you there, and whatever, we'll go wherever, whenever. Like it's fine. Just like, come on, you don't know what they're gonna like." She's fucking crazy, talking a mile a minute.
Could you imagine someone saying to Wonder Woman, "Please, I need to save you. You're so perfect."
Yeah. But she's part of the plan in the fact that they knew that this would happen, and they knew that a swan would be the thing that's going to help them take her out because Swan's going to fall and Wonder Woman would have to catch her, giving Giganta the room to really wallop him. So she was just there as a distraction. She wasn't really there to fight anything. So Giganta hits him hard, and then there's a group effort to drive the Washington Monument down on top of Wonder Woman.
Yeah, like Giganta just picks that thing up.
Mm-hmm. Well, she's getting extra juice from Cersei, while Angleman and Psycho make Wonder Woman stay still for just a second, and that knocks them out. And even after Giganta's winded, like her hands are on her knees, like this was their Hail Mary, like we got to make it work.
I love that when Cersei gets winded, that she turns into a black cat.
And goes to
just
sleep.
A black cat sleeping on a park bench.
Well, you don't want anyone to bother you. Who's gonna fuck with a black cat?
Adorable.
But as a sovereign who's watching the whole thing on TV, like on a closed circuit, is toasting the victory. Wonder Woman caught the monument. She didn't get crushed by it. Like she's just holding it. This is some Superman level shit.
I mean, Diana's.
I know, but I always Superman's still just is a notch above her. Like he's the top end, Like she's strong. She can go toe to toe with him, but eventually she's gonna lose.
Eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, which is why Maxwell Lord wound up dead.
That's fair.
That's
fair, yeah.
Because she got back there and she's like, all right, she's like, I can hold him off, but I ain't doing this shit all day. How do I stop him? And he's like, you know how. Mm-hmm. She's like, okay, you're dead.
So she catches the monument, saving Silver Swan's life, which, by the way, they were just going to kill her. It didn't matter. And she throws it back at Giganta, taking her down. like hits her in the chest.
It's great.
Yeah, and she's knocked out the rest of the issue.
Yeah.
The Sovereign, not willing to retreat, not willing to lose again, sends in Grail, which he did not want to do because he doesn't want to kill Wonder Woman. He wants to capture her. And the fight's cool, the back and forth between the two of them. And they say the fight goes for almost an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they also mention how like a bunch of people pretended they saw it just for clout, for like political gain or whatever it is. And that's not the case because he had Psycho clear out the entire area. So the only ones watching would be Sergeant Steele, who is at one point during the fight kidnapped by somebody. And I'm going to assume Cassie or Donna.
Well, the hair looks dark and there's a silver armband, so I'm going to say Donna. It's either Donna or Yara.
But in the end, after this almost an hour of crazy, brutal fight, Wonder Woman wins with a no thank you.
Yeah, with a no thank you and a punch to the face. That's a broken nose right there. Mm-hmm. That's a lot of blood.
Like blood is flying everywhere. And as she's standing over Grail, victorious, she passes out.
Which I'm sure is just out of exhaustion.
Yes, absolutely. Well, because they mentioned that, like, Grail's going in fresh, and Wonder Woman started behind. But this is like that, and Wonder Woman kept fighting and even the odds until they were even.
To our final count for Silver Swan calling her a fucking bitch.
49.
49.
49 in 6 issues.
That's a lot.
If you say so. Again, it's weird, the stuff you get hung up on.
Dude, compare it to, like, other books you read on the regular.
Sure.
That's a lot.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not, but...
I mean, how many expletives you get in an average Batman issue or a fucking X-Men issue? Like, you don't do it. Like Marvel, it would never happen.
Real people curse when they talk.
Dude, you could count how many times I curse during one fucking episode.
Right.
And but... No, like not in comics, man.
Why?
Because everybody doesn't need a potty mouth. Well, first off, I think
these are just people. It's not like one dude was spouting them all out. It was just like people talk like that.
I know, but it's just like for me, I think it's lazy. I think it's like it's 49 words you didn't write.
I don't think it's lazy at all.
Or 49
I
words.
think it is natural and people talk like that.
Well, I mean, clearly people talk like that.
Especially in like stressful situations, you know?
Not even stressful situations.
To get the point across, whatever you're trying to do, like it actually had a little oomph into it.
I'm just saying, on the things that we read on the average, that seemed excessive. That seemed like a way more. I've never felt the need to count in a book before.
Okay, Again, it doesn't bother me in the least.
The only time I remember counting something excessively used in a book was when they did All-Star Batman, and like issue 9, they called him the goddamn Batman like 20 times. It was ridiculous. Like he even referred to himself in the third person. I'm the goddamn Batman.
Yeah, well.
It was like part of the name. It's like, who's that guy? Oh, he's the goddamn Batman. You didn't know? Oh, that's Batman? No, it's the goddamn Batman.
It's part of his name.
Yeah. Like Black Canary.
That's the goddamn Batmobile. That's the goddamn Bat Belt.
But yeah, Black Canary like sleeps with him on a rooftop. He's like screaming out his name. Oh, goddamn Batman! Like, stop.
So yeah, I like this book a lot. I need to get the second trade. I would like to get caught up.
Yeah, if it's less topical, then I'll probably enjoy it way more if it just continues to be superhero stuff.
I mean, all the setup in there. So like I said, the theme's crazy current. You have fear of immigrants.
Yeah,
right?
I'm angry enough at the real world. I read comics to escape that shit. I don't need to be triggered in the first chapter of a book review.
Yeah, but art is always going to mirror what's going on in the real world.
Yes, but there's not a lot of good going on in the real world.
And that means art's going to get a little dark. Like, period. You like the X-Men, right?
Yeah.
What are the X-Men?
What do you mean, what
are the X-Men?
Listen, I want Scott to go back to being a terrorist. Maybe kill the president. I wouldn't mind.
But the X-Men from their conception and have fit into the slot over multiple things are people being oppressed because they are different.
Listen,
they're being prejudiced against because they are different. It is always topical.
I can wish that he takes bullets in the face in the real world, just like I wish he can take an optic blast to the face in the fake world. It's quite all right.
So fear of immigrants. You have this whole toxic masculinity thing and the fear of like women being like powerful or anything less than being anything but lesser than men.
Yeah.
there's the fear of losing traditional values, manipulative media, and shadow government. Like, it's hitting all kinds of crazy topical stuff.
Oh, God, I wish we would have got a woman president. Oh, it would have drove so many people fucking nuts.
But because of all that, it makes it so relevant, especially to what's going on now, even more so, because, again, this is from, like, 2 years ago, or a year ago, whatever it is. Yeah, it's... Other than being, I think, slightly overwritten, I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's slightly overwritten. I think if I read it 2 years ago, I wouldn't be as triggered as I am today.
Probably not. Again, this is real fresh right now.
Yeah.
So,
this, finishing this for the book report, and then reading Uncanny, where they like mutilate dogs to make dog sentinels. I'm like, why are we hating on immigrants, and why are we torturing animals? Like, what the fuck?
you're not torturing animals. You're making them better, stronger.
Oh,
faster.
You're a sick puppy.
$6 million
dog. That's not the $6 million dog. The $6 million dog was a cute dog. He didn't look like he was wearing armor. I like the $6 million dog. I like the Bionic Woman way more. But yeah, gross. Gross.
So this book was recommended to me for a long time by many readers. Like, just since, because I like Tom King in general.
Yeah.
I just don't tend to read like Wonder Woman. This was on my list for a little while, and I'm glad I got around to it.
I read Wonder Woman on and off because she's a great character and has often had great stories. Like, they just did an Amazon's Attack, and that's not the first time they've done it. They did Amazon's Attack years ago, pre-New 52.
I'm sure that rolls into that somehow. No, that happened before this, right? Did this happen before that or after?
I think after.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think Amazon Attack is coming if we continue to read these graphic novels.
Yeah.
But, Wonder Woman is one of those victims for me of, like, I read too much. I can't read it all.
Yeah, I think that's the case for most of that, because she doesn't have the pull that a lot of the other... Well, like the Trinity has, the rest of it. Yeah. Batman and Superman definitely scale up. It's her, and then Superman, and then Batman. As far as, like, sales.
Yeah.
But, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I think if you're okay with topical, distressing things...
Yeah, I enjoyed the shit that didn't depress me. Like dying cancer kids and...
But it was depressing, but heartwarming.
Children. It was heartwarming. It was nice and sentimental, but it was still very depressing.
Yes, yeah.
Like, I just read Cancer Kid dying in X-Men like a month ago.
It's a couple months ago.
And I get children being ripped away from their parents in the first chapter. And
right.
It's like, oh God.
Yeah, but it's meant to give you that response of, like, this is bad, like, I hate this, and Wonder Woman's fighting against it.
Yeah, I get that every day I wake up. I don't need it in my fucking comics, bro.
It is playing.
I'm not saying it's not good. I'm not saying it's not good.
For a reason.
I know. I'm not saying it's not good. It's very good. I'm one of the guys that defends Tom King's Batman. I will still say the issue 49 of Batman, the Catwoman Joker issue, is one of my favorite issues of all time. It is. I seriously consider it one of the greatest comics I have ever read.
Just in the 6 issues, it is more consistent and better written than Batman, because Batman was so back and forth with his issues. Like, it really was. It was just like, oh, boy. And like, oh, there's a good one. Oh, that's awesome. And then like, oh, boy, this sucks for a while.
Well, I don't know what his intent is with this run. And I don't know how long he's supposed to go.
I don't know. He's up to 14 issues now, 15 issues.
But with Batman, he was like, I'm doing it for 100 issues. And it's like,
yeah, it was a little
maybe
much.
Don't.
Yeah, just tell your story and get out of there.
Yeah, you think 100 issues. It's 12 issues a year, bro. Like, you're just off the cuff going, I'm writing Batman for the next 8 years.
He was pumping out every other week, right?
Yeah,
he was double ship. Yeah, he was bi-weekly.
Still, all right.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's crazy.
But still, like, even if Batman's coming out every other week, or was it weekly? No, it wasn't weekly.
It was every other, I believe. He got up to 80-something issues. Was it 84 issues?
before they fucking put the kibosh on it because Hulk out. So, what are you doing? You're going to get upset because Hulk outsold Batman for the first time fucking ever?
Yeah, but it was also record low sales for Batman. It wasn't just that.
For the first time ever. Listen, if you have more than one compelling character written well, you don't have to worry about your whole company being run on the shoulders.
I don't disagree. I like Tom King. I'm not trying to say he sucks. It's just Batman was not his shining moment.
The fact of the matter is Batman is DC's shining moment every moment they have.
Well, because he makes them money.
All of their money.
The bat brings the bank.
Yeah.
Or bacon. Bacon. The whole bank full of bacon.
Bat bacon.
Ew. Stringy.
I'm just saying.
Small.
I'm saying. I think Tom King gets unwarranted shit for the Batman run, and I think DC was overzealous in pulling the plug on it.
Well, for 20
Because
issues, or less than 20
Hulk
issues.
Because Hulk had a fluke of a run.
Like a historic, like the best one
historic
ever.
best run
Yeah.
of Hulk. Like not even Planet Hulk, World War Hulk even comes up to like.
Yep.
It's like you can take a loss with class. Like you could say, you don't have, the world doesn't have to start reshaping itself because, like, if you were going to do that because Marvel outsold you, what are you going to do with your company? Marvel outsells you every goddamn week.
Shh. We don't talk about that. So on that, I think we're gonna cut it. You can email us at thecomiccryptcast@gmail.com if you would like to give us future book review suggestions. We're going to be getting into more of the suggested books to review soon. I have a bunch on order, so they should be showing up. We're going to be doing a few of those.
What's on the list?
I don't want to spoil it. We'll find out when we do them.
I'll probably unpack the goddamn boxes. What's on the list?
What's on the list? I'll never tell. You can follow the store on Instagram and Facebook. You might see those new trades pop up on one post.
Ooh.
Those links will be in the show notes. And
I think it's interesting. Do you want to tell me the books that I'm paying for?
I'll tell you after the microphone's off. Go read your books.
We loading up the hearse, throw it in reverse. I come from the church of the Marvel Universe. Bodies getting stuffed in the bags like comics. The hardcore get it while the soft bitches vomit. I came to this earth on a radiated comet. Now the planet is in perilous danger because I'm on it. Fly super villain with the superpowers in me. Got the red issues and all my shit is minty. Body like Ben Grimm, suckers I be beating down. Look around and we be found chilling out in Eaton Town. I be at the comic crypt stacking up the kryptonite. Doomsday and Superman every time I grip the mic. Dark Phoenix overloading, supernova sunspot exploding. I'm the Punisher reloading Bobby Drake when he's frozen. Storm forming ominous clouds over the ocean. Working with Professor X to master my emotion. Have you posing in the box whether you know it or not. I'll easily bag your bitch like Logan did to Scott. Mr. Sinister plots when I administer shots to clone Gene from a jeans. Then this shit'll get hot like Inferno. Burn slow, humans are ash. God loves man kills in the days of future past. Now I'm working on a science lesson. Me and Brian Stratton, a rat in a cage who can't stop buying X-Men.
Like a flower that blooms in the spring. You were beauty